Hi, Alex here. Quick video about estimating when you're agile. I'm not going to be going to story points in this. If you want to know a little bit more about story points and right sizing, I'm going to do a video about right sizing. Watch that and I'll be discussing story points there. What I really want to talk about is what is estimation for and how is it different when you're working in an agile ecosystem. So let me introduce this to you. Why we do the estimation is so that we can measure and track. This is actually the slide from our measure and track video if you've watched that already. So traditionally we manage resources and schedule. So when will something be done and how much is it going to cost? Normally be the questions. But if you're working agile, you don't manage those two things. So you don't need to estimate them. In agile, we fix resources and schedule, as opposed to traditionally there's these two triangles on the right. On that, beg your pardon, on the left is the traditional way of working. On the right is agile. So traditionally we manage resources and schedule, and so you have to estimate them. But in Agile, we fix resources and schedule, and it's the scope that we manage. So it's the scope that we're estimating. So instead of asking what, when, and how much, it will be what will I get? That's the difference. So what you would need to estimate in Agile, we manage scope, so we estimate scope. And that's what we need to do. So this is really the video on this in estimate. This video about estimation isn't how to do it. And that was never my purpose. Is to really get through on this one single point. You are estimating the things that you need to be able to measure. And what we measure when we are agile is how much can we get done in this time box. So what we do is we estimate how big things are, and we know our size, that'll be our capacity, and so we only fill it. I literally used to have a game where when I used to was the leader of a scrum team, I would give everybody 10 table tennis balls, and we had a pot, and every piece of work, what we would do is we said, that's a six, so we put 6 table tennis balls in. Once the pot was full, we stopped estimating. That was enough. We knew our capacity was that pot. That's really what we're doing. That's what we're estimating for. So let me tell you a few things if you are doing estimation. Remember, you've got fixed resources, so all you're working out is how much scope can you get into that next fixed time box. So it is an art, not a science. Don't use spreadsheets. Don't use calculations. Work with your team. Get better at it every single time you do it. Practice makes perfect. You will get better at this. You will make mistakes. Be prepared to fail. You'll fail. You get one big too big. You get another one too small. It will all level out. We're not looking for precision here. We're going to do something on net prioritization. So the things that we don't quite get in, they're the lower priority things. When you are doing your estimation, don't just go for size. This is where my table tennis balls didn't really work. Complexity as well. Something that's bigger is going to be more complex by its nature. But consider this is big, but it's also complex. So that makes it really, really big. Thinking time is important. You need experts, and you need the people who are going to do the execution. It's no good asking my wife how long it's going to take to walk to the train station because I walk quicker than her. I work differently. I might go a different route. If I want to know how long it's going to take to the train station, I should be the one doing the estimate. So experience does matter. If I've walked to the train station before, of course, I'm going to have a better estimate this time than last time. Just remember all those things. Those are the tips. Estimating slightly different predicting. Now, if you want to know how long it's going to take to get to the train station, you need to know your speed, your velocity. You need to know if you're going to be carrying anything. You need to know your capacity. You need to know these things. In order to be able to predict, you can do your estimation on your side, but to predict these actual answers, you need to have these things. So know your demand, know your capacity, and you're only trying to predict the future. So really the estimating is the important part, but at the end of it, you're doing a prediction. We will complete these 5 items. So estimation and prediction are very, very closely related. I'm going to do another video now, right off the back of this, about right sizing. I'll talk about story points a little bit in there. Go ahead and watch that on www.alexcrossley.com if you're interested in knowing more about how to do applied estimation. Thanks very much for listening.